Well, my degree actually of linguistic studies and literature. So yeah, so I'm a linguist teacher and a literature teacher too, English stream.
So you was about to become a teacher. So are you a teacher, like a set from online you?
Yeah, I am a professional licensed teacher and I have my bachelor's degree and master's degree and I am now on my doctorate.
Oh, so you're studying more on your
Yeah,
doctorate.
yes.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm 35, 35
Even
already.
still studying for more. Yeah, that's quite good. I'm actually hoping my parents would do the same, but okay, that makes sense. You still study. Mm, okay.
And what about you? What are you going to take up?
I'm thinking about the academic side, like anything about mm,
Mhm.
economics and logistics stuff.
Oh,
But since
economics.
don't
Wow.
think that I could become a
Hmm.
teacher. I don't.
Oh, a teacher.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could be.
Bachelor's of Education. It's
No.
either secondary or elementary education.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not good in
Mhm.
communicating with kids.
What do you mean? I mean, your patients, you're not too patient about them?
Like, I usually have to babysit some of my
Uh-huh.
and usually they like my sister more than me.
Maybe you're bullying them.
No, I did not. Not that we call him bullying. No.
Okay, anyway, so in education, you can actually choose so which stream you're going to. Like if you really don't like to engage with the younger or the kids, you can take secondary education or be a teacher in the university or professor in college. So you can also take that. Anyway, it's a way to go, right? You're
Yeah.
just 16 and just think about it. And today you're going to deal first with the IELTS. But before that, may I just ask if what do you know about IELTS? What is IELTS stands for?
Yeah. So I think in IELTS, when I'm thinking about IELTS, I'm thinking about the international exam about
Mm-hmm.
English that we usually do before tests. Yeah.
Okay. So technically speaking, when we say IELTS, the I stands for international and the E stands for English. The L stands for language and T there stands for testing and the S is the system.
So yeah.
Okay, so this international English language testing system, this is designed to assess the language ability of the candidates. So once you're gonna take it, they're gonna call you candidates. So actually, the main purpose of this is who need to study or work abroad. Okay, so I am thinking like maybe just because you're gonna migrate to other country like America or Canada, who their first language is actually English, and then you said that you just needed it just because you're going to take the entrance exam in the university.
Oh, I thought that they also need IELTS in your country since like you in Philippines they study both English and Filipinos. Like don't they have any like exam, like international exam
Mm.
to test you guys?
Well, generally speaking, here in the Philippines, our second language is English. So when you gonna take the college entrance exam, it's just the entrance exam itself, the
Oh.
entrance exam per se, in college, related to the course that you're going to take, but not the IELTS one. So the IELTS one, if we're gonna migrate.
Oh.
in Canada or in America, just like my sisters did. So my sister is actually there in Canada now. They migrated already there. So she actually took up IELTS
Uh-huh.
because the Canada required her, but not the university or colleges here in the Philippines.
Okay, yeah, I heard about this, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the IELTS is not only for the migrate. In my country, they do ask you to have
Mm-hmm.
some like international exam, like IELTS or
TESOL.
yeah, something more like that,
Mm-hmm.
or junior something. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot. But they do require us.
Okay.
No matters the is that the university of the international or the national university. So like they both require.
Oh, I see. Okay. So different requirements, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wow.
what do you want to focus? Because in this IELTS, so it focuses actually on the macro skills. So it has four macro skills. So when we say macro skills, this is the speaking,
Mhm.
writing, reading, and the listening.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to undergo all this test.
Yes.
Okay. And you want to focus more on the speaking. That's what being said to me. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is
I
it speaking?
not really because I think when we are
Hmm.
like learning online, so I thinking some of the skill that could only focus online is listening and also speaking. So I chose those. I mean, like I cannot imagine I learning online with the writing skill.
Hmm.
So yeah, that it just not into my mind.
Okay, so which one we're going to focus first?
Speaking.
Okay, is speaking. Okay, so on the test itself, on the speaking test in IELTS, okay, so you're going to have a one-to-one interaction between the candidates and the examiner. So you are the candidates and consider me as the examiner. So it is actually divided into three parts. Okay. So the timing is 11 to 14 minutes. So you're going, there's a timer. Let's say, for example, for speaking task one. So there is time for that, as well as speaking part two and part three.
Got
Okay. So, okay, dealing dealing more about the speaking part one. So, in the speaking part one, in IELTS speaking part one, the things that you will consider is that um what this is more on you, more
it.
about your experiences. They're gonna ask question like about your family, about describing picture, about your childhood, okay, about your free time, your hobbies. Okay, those are some question topic that they're gonna ask you too. Okay, and then let's practice for the part one.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, okay. So for the speaking part one, so this is about general topics about your life. So your answer from your life and experiences. Okay, there is actually no wrong and right answer with this. And then later on, I'm gonna discuss to you how you can actually gain, okay, the band, okay, because there is a band score that you need to hit. And there is actually some techniques, okay,
Okay, got it.
okay, so there is actually some techniques that you can, practice so that you can uh, get a higher band or score. Okay. So first, let's talk about you. Okay. Okay, here we go. So what is your full name?
So my full name is Vui Quỳnh An. It's a Vietnamese name, so it could be a little bit difficult to read, but you can call me Queenie.
Can I have your okay? So the examiner will ask you, can I have your name, please? Then you're gonna give them your ID. So then, how can I address you?
You can, yeah, my name is Vui Quỳnh An.
Okay, I can address you as Anne.
And
Okay,
like, do you, should
how
I?
can I call you? Like your nickname,
Okay. Yeah, you can call me Queenie if you please.
Queenie. Okay. Does your name have any special meaning?
My Vietnamese name is actually named after a kind of flowers that only bloom at night. Yeah.
Okay. Is your name important to you?
Um, so far, it seems like my name, it seems like a pretty name to me, and I like it a lot.
Okay. Do Korean people like changing their name? Why? Or do Vietnamese people like changing their name? Why?
Like, do Vietnamese like
People like changing their name?
changing my name?
Yeah. I'm talking about generally speaking, Vietnamese people. Do Vietnamese people like changing their name? Like, let's say, for example, your name is in Vietnamese and
Uh-huh.
then you're gonna change it in English. So,
Oh, oh, okay, got it. So, yeah, they do because in Vietnamese we have our family name before our real name. So when we going international or having foreign comings, we usually just change our name so it could be easier to read.
okay. So, have you ever changed your name? Why or why not?
Um, I I would change my name if I um, going abroad because I don't think that foreign can read my name correctly and changing into some international name could be much easier to work or
Could be
communicate.
easier.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So, why do so many people change their name?
Um, no, not so many. Not there's not so many people change my name. Only
Their name. Why
yeah.
do so many people change their name?
Okay. In Vietnam. Okay. Hmm. I think from my own perspective,
Okay,
some people change their name because um, their name could be having some bad meanings, or it just not their
okay.
references. So
Mm-hmm.
they, mm,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you work or study?
I I'm still a teenager, so I am a student.
Okay, so jumping into studying. Okay, what are you studying?
Um, well, I'm s- I'm studying. Hmm. I'm studying in high school, so there's a lot of subject that we need to study, such as math, literatures, um, foreign language, and science.
Okay, so when you're going to take up your college degree, what course are you going to choose?
Well, I'm still considered on my future course, but I think I would choose some field in economy section.
Okay, so do you find it what do you find most interesting about that course? Economics.
Um, well, Um, hmm, since I think, wait, why I'm choosing it?
Yeah. What makes it interesting?
Well, no, I don't think I'm really into economic field, but it seems right to me. Like what I'm getting at, I could do well in economic field.
Okay. Because you like it, I see. Okay, so what is your favorite subject?
Um, that's weird. This seems weird, but my favorite subject so far is history. Because, yeah, it's a huge thing to my teacher right now. He is like a really motivated teacher, and his lesson is really funny, and yeah, that's it.
And because of that, it
Yeah,
influenced you to love that subject.
yeah, fairness. Yeah, I don't know, but it's really informative, and also it's raised me in some way. Like I know about my own country history, also the others. I know why we having some
What
like
do
such
you like?
stuff.
What do you like about your study? What do you like about your study?
Mm, about specific subject that I like or the whole study.
Holistically speaking.
Okay. I like my high school study because, well, it's an open environment. The teachers are really helpful and like they help us a lot. Also, they teach like they not so they not too they not too important lies on this subject. They also
Mhm.
free free it out to do whatever we want. So yeah.
Mhm. Whatever they really wanted to,
What?
whatever they really wanted to do specifically.
Like, yeah. Well, like if you don't like, for example, I don't like math that much, so my teacher would kind of like they don't force me to having high grade in math. I can focus on some of the subject that I like.
I see. So, and that one is the things that you love about it. Okay. So, what do you hope to do after your graduation?
Hmm. Uh, so far I'm still in high school, so I hope that after I graduate, I could get into my dream university. So that's it. It's simple.
What are your ambitions for the future?
Mm, nah. I don't have think like high ambitious about myself, but
Hmm.
all I hope is that I can finish my study and at least
Hmm.
can feed myself.
Like with flying colors,
Nah, I don't care. I don't know, not really.
as long as you finished it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On
Okay. Yes. Anything else?
like I could finish it on time.
Okay. So, do you? What are the advantages of studying instead of working?
Huh. Yeah. Again. I think. Hmm, well, since you're studying, you don't have much worries about your
Hmm.
fees. Mm.
So you don't worry too much.
Yeah, you don't worry too much. Huh.
Really? Like
Like you,
about your test, about your, the test that you're going to take tomorrow, or what, the score that you need to attain, something like that. No
Uh,
big deal.
hmm, wait, studying and working. I never work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's your own perspective?
from my own perspective, I think study is much easier than working. Since studying, yeah, it seems like you have somebody to take care of your
Finan- Financial?
own base. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this only happen when you are a student or teenagers and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, if you study it more, you have to take care on yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hmm. Like you doing both the study and working. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know
Okay.
how you can do that. That's,
But have you think about it like being a working student?
yeah, a part-time one, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You tried it before, working while you're studying?
Well, I'm 16, so like nearly nobody would hire a 16-year-old girl. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you mean to say that there is actually a requirements age?
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you're under 18, you consider like an underage
Mm-hmm.
worker, so you pay much more less.
You paid, but you have the opportunity to work,
You,
though lesser than the average worker do.
yeah. Mhm.
Do you have classmates who are actually your working students?
No, not really. No. Um, they usually, yeah, they have their parents to take care of them, so like, none of us have to go out and work. I mean, we are 16. So, like, did
Okay.
you do anything when you were
Mm-hmm.
16? You did? Really?
Yeah, why not? Okay, so well, anyway, that's good thing for you. Okay, so now let's take a look onto the next one. Okay, so now talking about your town. Okay, can you describe your town or village to me? Your town or
Oh,
your village?
the whole neighborhood that I'm living in right now in um is in Ho Chi Minh City
Mm-hmm.
of Vietnam.
Okay.
So because it's located in a pretty big city, it's um it's a hustle and bustle town.
Mm-hmm.
Like we having a lot of neighbors and they are all friendly and nice. Yes.
Oh, and you had the opportunity to interact with them with that lot of neighborhood.
Yeah, because I don't know, we having a park
Mm-hmm.
around, so usually people would just going out and we kind of friendly. I mean, Vietnamese people like to talk. I mean, a lot. So as long as
Mm-hmm.
you sitting next to an aunt or grandmas, they would probably ask your name and like,
Mm-hmm.
how's it going? How are you?
I see. So what kind of street do you live on?
A street.
Street. What kind of street do you live on?
I'm living in a residential street. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're actually in the center of the city, not on
Mm,
the backland.
what do you mean by backland?
Okay, back on like you're just near in the
Uh,
city, but not on the center city.
oh yes, we are not because it's weird, but it seems like the central of our cities are usually
Mm-hmm.
like having a lot of like skyscrapers and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
they aren't. much house or place for citizens to live in. So
Mhm.
we kind of live in a suburban area.
I see. Okay. So next, what building is considered famous in your town?
Mm, I think the landmark 81 is considered the most well-known building in my city because it's the highest building in the city, of course. I'd say it's a pretty big and fabulous
Mhm.
shopping mall.
Oh, the gigantic building in the city.
Yeah, and like where is that like the place you would go to when you want to spend money?
Oh, is it a mall?
Yeah, it's like a shopping mall with all the brands like
Wow,
famous.
shopping mall.
Yeah,
That's actually the famous in your town. What about historical building?
historical building.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's are any. Oh yes, there are some, but I don't know. Because most of the historical buildings that
Mhm.
are known are usually come from the French. Like we was used to under control by the French people. So
Oh, you are colonized, you mean to
yes,
say.
yes,
Mhm.
I mean, so we used to, but some of them are now destroyed or partly destroyed.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't call it a building because
And those are historical buildings.
yeah,
Still,
yes, yeah.
I see. Okay. So next is what jobs do people in your town do?
There's a lot, like a lot of jobs.
Okay. In your town, especially your neighbors.
Um, it's verified. Yes,
Uh-huh.
like yes, they're. I mean, I having a lot of neighbors.
Okay, give me a specific job
Okay,
that
I
they
got a
do have.
who is uh what
Mm-hmm.
is that called? Um, mm, who is a doctor? Actually, he is a
Okay.
hmm,
Doctors. So that's famous. Most of the people in your town are doctors.
no only one. Like
Oh,
also.
okay. So aside from that, doctor.
Uh, yeah, they work like every one of them work in different field.
Mm-hmm.
So
Different field. Okay.
yeah, so I cannot summarize them all in one specific job. It's verified.
Like, are there farmers too?
No,
Still,
I
no
mean we
farmers.
are in a city. There is no land.
Really?
Yeah.
Not in Ho Chi Minh, but somewhere in other part.
Well, that would be too far when we live
Mm-hmm.
in Ho Chi Minh City and
Mm-hmm.
come to another province to
I
become
see.
a farmer.
Mhm.
That wouldn't make sense.
What about engineers? If it's all building, big buildings, so therefore there's some. What about sales lady? Just because there you have famous shopping center, as in the gigantic famous shopping center in the city.
Yes,
So mostly people are somehow workers as a sales lady or what?
yeah,
Merchandiser?
I think, yeah. I mean, like what I said, like they work in
Mhm.
different fields. So hmm, maybe we just, I mean, it's just in a question. So yeah, they are doctor.
Okay. So next is How has your town changed over the last 20 years?
I only been here for 16 years.
Well, you studied history, and that is your favorite subject.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. So far, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen like a rapid change in my town. Like it's only been 20 years ago. Like 20 years ago, I
Mm-hmm.
think my town haven't had like electricities, or there are but less.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't have a park, and road are still kind of muddly, and then we haven't got all the buildings and houses around. There's much less people than now.
Mm-hmm.
And after 20 years, um, we come modernized, and yes, we have all the facilities that we need in
Mm-hmm.
our town in only like 10 years. So it's a we our country, my town develops a lot in a lot of ways. It's much more better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next, do you think it is better to live in the center of town or outside in the country? Why?
Play again, please.
So do you think it is better to live in the center of town or outside in the country?
Well, um, from my perspective again, I think to live in a suburban area, which is near the central city, is much
Oh.
better than living right in the centers of the city, because yeah, one of the most reason is because of the
Mm-hmm.
rent fee, the price. Also, in the centers of the city is much more. They having much like they don't having much house or apartment for people to
Mm-hmm.
rent, since it's the industrial.
It's kind of congested already, the
Yeah.
buildings.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you
So
hate that.
no, not really. I like it a lot since I'm studying in Central. So
But
I
if you have chances, not in the
uh
center.
well, I mean if I have money, so yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Okay. So that will be for the part one. So as what I assess on you. Okay, so let's excuse me. Okay, so let's take a look on the things that you need to consider. First one is fluency and coherence. Okay, so you can actually express your thoughts. Okay, in the first place, that is your own perspective and your own, you know, experience, right? Your own life experience in the first place. Okay, so the fluency and coherence is important. That is to be graded. So the question there is if you express your ideas and opinions clearly and currently without hesitations. That's the first one that they're gonna check for the IELTS, okay, for the examiner. Okay, so as what I observed, okay, so you are more in conversational English, okay.
Yes.
So once the examiner talk to you, kind of be um, more not slang, but more informal because it is actually graded, okay. So like saying some like terminologies like cool or something like that term that used in in a conversational speaking to begin with is there's a deduction for that. Okay, there's a deduction. Okay, so next one is the lexical resources. Okay, so when we say lexical resources, this is actually the use of the wide range of vocabulary for a specific field. Let's say, for example, you're good at it when you're trying to explain the building. You said tall. Of course, there are actually other terminologies or vocabulary for that, like gigantic, something like that. But you also used appropriate lexical resources when you said the near the city, not in the center, but that is suburban. That is a good vocabulary too. So that is actually being graded. Okay, once you have your interview with the examiner. Okay, so furthermore, okay, so the grammatical range and accuracy. Okay, so the structure. Okay, so here they are actually grading on how you construct um, complex sentences. Let's say, for example, when I asked you a while ago about years had passed, okay, and you're talking now, what tenses of verbs you need to use, okay? They You need to consider that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, as what we're doing, we are speaking right now, and we can say that is you can use the present simple tense. However, there are some conditional sentences too. Okay, that is we need also to learn. That is more on the grammatical range. Conditional sentences. Let's say, for example, the if sentences. Okay, there is proper grammar structure for that. If you would, if I would, okay, if I were, okay, if I was, okay, what's the difference? Okay, so you also need to consider that. And also differentiation. Okay, so it's a great evidence that you had a good accent there. Okay, so but make it sure that once you talk to the examiner, make it sure that they will understand you well. Okay, so the accent is good. Okay, so it's okay to do it or to speak naturally so that the examiner could actually uh, grasp the information that you want to convey to them. Okay, and you're really good at it. Okay, you're good or you have that accent, but of course we need to have a clear, okay, the way when we pronounce things, but that's kind of less but still graded. Okay, okay, so there you go. Okay, so mm, let's now take a look on the part two. Okay, in speaking part one, that is more on you, more on your own experiences. Okay, for the part two, there's a cue card, okay, that they're gonna give to you, okay, and then you will have a minute to to read about it, okay, a minute also to prepare on what to say on a given topic, okay, and then after that you will be given,
2 minutes.
okay, so you will be given how 2 minutes, okay, 2 minutes to talk about it. Okay, and let's try. Okay, I'm just gonna send to you the cue card. Okay, so here is our example, part two. Okay, picking topic. Okay, I'm gonna set a timer for this. Okay, so can you please check your chat box, Queenie, please?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, so that is okay. Your cue card. So I'm going to give you 1 minute, okay, to read it and to think about it. And then going to give you 2 minutes to talk about this topic. Okay, your 1 minute starts now.
Wait.
Okay, okay,
Okay. So should I turn my camera on?
okay. So it's already okay. Your 1 minute ends now. Okay, so there you go. So now, okay, there you go. Okay, and then now let's take a look for the 2 minutes. Okay,
So, um, last week I got.
okay,
Okay, so let's start now. Mm.
your timer starts now.
Okay, so last week I got my chance to go to a pretty amazing coffee shop named Highlands, with my friends. So, which made me kind of amazed by its architectures. Is Highland Coffee Shop is a modern building which is made from glass and wood. Um, uh, and it's also having some of the Vietnamese traditions patterns on it, which make it look not only simple, not looking modern, but also having the um, the traditions vibe on itself. So, because of its pretty mesmerizing architectures, Highland Coffee Shop is a great place for you to craft a coffee to go. Or if you are not in rush, you can spend a little much more time and having tea while watching out the people um, going around uh, through the class. So it's located in the central of Vietnam, so you could easily go and having fun or just simply grab some delicious drinks.
Okay, there you go. So you have 2 seconds still. Okay, great. Okay, so love that. So you hit it. You hit. You hit directly the point. You answered all the questions. You described a beautiful place, okay, in your country, a coffee shop. And then let's talk about the architecture. So you mean to say architectural design?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So the architectural design or architectural structure. Okay. And then the scenery. Okay, so you could also say that scenery, or you can say the ambience. Okay, ambience too. Okay, all in all, that's good. Okay, so there you go. So this will be a trial class, right, for the IELTS. And way to go, you're really good. And I know that you can learn actually the structures for sure easily. Okay, and for sure you can hit the good bad nine, right? Why not?
Hey, I'm not. Like I'm not expecting that. No, I never.
Yeah, for sure you can do that. Okay, so thank you so much, Queenie, for spending your night with Teacher Angel. Okay, and hopefully to have you. Can I just ask for a snapshot, please?
Okay.
Okay,
I don't using Snapchat. Do you
okay. I do
use it?
have it here. We have it in our Skype. Okay, don't worry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Okay, so I would see you
there you go. Got it. Okay.
So, so no, wait, what is that? Let me.
Okay, one more time. Okay, let's do it again. Is it a candid? Okay, now this time, there you go. Thank you so much, Queenie. Such a sweet little teenager and really smart for sure. Smart teenager like you. Smart teen. A lot of dreams. Thank you so much. Bye for now and have a good night.
So yeah, you too. Have a good night.
Bye.